All right. It says we're live. So, welcome from the crossroads of America. This is a 1 hour talk show shooting with disabilities, but we also talk guns, politics, or anything else that crosses our mind. Answer questions from the audience, either in the chat or email me at rickslife at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I have a Patreon page, PayPal, and all the other stuff in the info section below. Got that out of the way. Let's see who's joined us so far. First in was Kingpin, then G23, then Buck. Sabrina's here, so they're starting to come in. While we get going, let me introduce my panel. First up is Blind Shooter. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, Rick. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yep. And then we got New York Outcast.
Good evening. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us.
And we got the one and only Squib.
Yep.
Good. Glad to hear. Oh, Raphael's here, the gun snob. So they're all starting to drop in. Yeah, so what's it? Today's the 22nd. Winter's here. I think first day of winter was yesterday. Now, wasn't yesterday the shortest day too?
Yes, it was.
So summer's on its way.
Boo.
The days are getting longer. Right? Once it hits the shortest day, it starts swinging the other way. So summer's on its way, guys. So
Yay.
There you go. You got something to look forward to. All right. So, topic-wise, I don't have much because this is sort of like, before Christmas type thing. But I've got to do some. I got to reload some 380s, and I'm going to do some 45 Colt. Now that's what we can talk about. Is it 45 Colt or 45 long Colt? Are they both correct or
no?
I don't know.
45 Colt. Squib can fill you in on the details.
You're loading 45 Colt. You're using a .452 bullet and a cartridge for a revolver.
Correct.
Okay. Just making sure you're not getting it mixed up with ACP automatic Colt pistol.
No. I'm loading some 45 Colt for my what you call it? My what the hell you call it? My Uberti.
Okay. So it's 45 Colt, and I don't know where the long came in, but there are other calibers that are long and short, right?
Yeah.
38 long, 38 short, things like that, right? 22 long rifle, 22 short. Those are real calibers. So I don't know if because it was already in the vernacular that somebody just put it on there to differentiate it from 45 ACP, because in the things that I've read or the recordings that I've seen in the past, people used to call their 1911 a Colt 45. They didn't call it an M1911 and 1911A1. They called it their Colt 45 or their 45 automatic, right? That was the common terminology. Just like a lot of people call the single action army the Peacemaker. Nobody called it the Peacemaker. Everybody called it the single action army. So it's just one of those things that's entered our language. So I'm wondering if at some point somebody put that on the box as long Colt to differentiate it, maybe because of how somebody might interchange the two, and they're not interchangeable at all.
I know. No, it's definitely I'm definitely loading for my revolver because I plan on taking next time I go shooting. I plan on taking it out and shooting it.
Now, I say 45 Colt, but if I'm talking to somebody who isn't as experienced and they say long Colt, I don't read them the riot act about it. I may at a certain point say, hey, by the way, in case you want to know, it's actually a 45 Colt. I'll rip somebody over the whole clip thing. I don't care. Oh, yeah.
Well, see,
Yep.
now talking about that, and like in this part of Indiana, all these country boys here call it a clip.
Yeah, and they probably all also vote Democrat and don't give a shit about the Second Amendment.
Nerf guns call their magazines a clip too. Yeah, it says it refers to it as a clip on the box. I was kind of shocked by that. So, some of it's kind of realistic, some of it's just crazy. So, just thought I'd throw that out there. So I don't know if Nerf's like, I doubt they're anti-gun, but you never know. They might want everybody just to buy Nerf guns.
Now, just like the whole confusion with long Colt and Colt, right? Clip is a real term. A clip was used to load, or still is in some cases, used to load a magazine. So they had internal magazines originally on a lot of these military weapons, and they were loaded with an en-bloc clip or a stripper clip. There is a difference. And I think at a certain point, when they went with a detachable magazine, not an internal magazine, that the term clip just stuck with it. Hollywood ran with it. I didn't call it a magazine until I was in my late teens. I always called it a clip because that's what they called it on all the TV shows and movies, right? And I get that. But it's just like calling a cartridge a bullet. That one's another one where I'll give people shit over that. A bullet is part of a cartridge, but the whole thing is a cartridge. And sometimes when I'm listening to some of these people who want to claim to be an expert or experienced, when they use a certain terminology, I get it. That's what they were raised with, and this, that, and the other. It's just like the people who want to tell me you can't call it a Garand rifle. You have to call it a Garand. In that case, no. I'm going to flip it on you. It's been a Garand rifle for decades. Decades upon decades upon decades. Nobody knew you pronounce his name John Garand until YouTube. Okay? Not very many people knew that his name was pronounced John Garand. So you can say John Garand invented the Garand rifle, and as far as I'm concerned, you're accurate. But calling it 45 long Colt or calling a magazine a clip, no. But I get it when people do that, though, and I understand what they mean. And other people just let it pass, or other people are more anal than me, I suppose.
Me, I just let it pass around here. But when I say something, I'll say magazine or 45 Colt.
I mean, it depends who I'm talking to.
If they're
older and set in their ways or something, it's not worth the correction in my opinion. But if there's somebody, my age, younger, or whatever, that's maybe just getting in and still has plenty of time or to go, then I usually try to correct them.
Yeah,
politely.
Like when I went over to my friend's house last week, and I took the AR-15 that's hanging on my wall there, and an R&L displays wall mount. If anybody's interested, go to rnldisplays.com. Check them out. Are you still running the special?
Yep.
25% off?
Yep. 25% off the rifle, PC, the M&P 1522. Basically the long gun ones, 25% off, and handguns 15%. So, and I would state, if you haven't gone, you should go check out the site. It's a pretty nice commercial on there the lady made. I was impressed when I saw it the other day.
All right. Anyway, where I was going with that was when I went shooting was it last week I went? And I took that with me. And when I got there and I'm setting up, going back to a magazine or clip, my friend whose house I go shooting over, he said, "How many clips you bring with you?" I said, "I brought 2 magazines." I mean, here say clip, and I'll keep saying magazine, but here keep saying clip. He don't change.
Yeah, said I got a stapler.
At that point, I would pull out a clip and a guide and load the magazine with it. And I go, I got one clip. Seriously, I actually used to, in my older truck, I used to keep a guide and a couple stripper clips in there in case I was at the range and somebody said something about a clip when they were talking about a magazine. Because I would have that ready to go in order to show them, here's a clip, here's how you load the magazine with it.
Squib's that guy.
Yeah,
I am that guy. I am that guy.
He's like, excuse me, Liz, let me educate your husband.
Yeah.
Well, you know, in the same sense, though, they're the same people that do that are the same people that say, shoot them in your front yard and drag them back into your house and you're okay. Or they start quoting gun laws, other gun laws that don't exist, or they start talking about, you know, they're the ones that say, you know, you pull the trigger once and it shoots 30 times in a second and stuff like that. And they're not talking about a Gatling gun either, you know, and I think that education is important. And within our own culture, if they're really in the culture, then we need to police our own, because we're our first. What did you say? Was it last week or the week before? Your own first responder. We're our first line of defense in dispelling all the lies about us, the lies about the laws, the lies about the history, the lies about all of that stuff. And words don't hurt, but language is important. Terminology is part of language. So I would say that that's one of the first ways you can dispel some of the lies that are out there. People believe the first thing they hear, and it doesn't matter if you bring a stack of evidence after that. People are so stupid that they go, nope, I heard it from this guy first. I don't give a shit if you've got 10 scientists behind you. I'm not going to believe you. So, you know, language is important.
Yeah, but where I was going, like these guys, they've been brought up with clip their whole life. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to change them. But I always say no. I got magazines. They know what I'm talking about, you know, but they just choose.
It ain't up to you to change them. It's up to them to want to change. If they don't want to change, they're not going to change. And I'm not saying they should be forced to change. But I am that guy that's going to go, oh, by the way, the term you used is inaccurate. Here, let me show you. This is what it is. Now, if they go, F you, I'm still going to call the clip. Hey, man, it's a free country for now. Go right ahead. You just sound like an asshole when you do it. And take it from me. I know all about sounding like an asshole.
Well, that could be part of the problem. It's all about how you educate them. You know, I think what you're saying is right, but, you know, it's how you go about it. So, and I'm not saying you go about it like a jerk, but just in general, you know, haha, I got something over on you, or, you know, listen here, you idiot. You know, that's probably not the way to approach it, obviously, for most people. But, you know, if you kind of level with somebody, I find they're more interested in actually hearing what you got to say. So don't approach them like a guru is what I'm getting at.
Gotcha.
You be soft. You be soft.
Yeah. But anyway, back to where I was saying I was going to be reloading 380s and 45 Colt. Is I have noticed that on that Uberti of mine, it has got some tight tolerance. I mean, when I'm reloading, I like when I put it in there, I put it in there, and when I'm resizing it, I pull it down, then put it back up. Then I sort of have to twist it a half turn and pull it down again to do it. Otherwise, it jams up in my in my firearm. But if I do that half turn, then finish making my cartridge, sure, fire and eject with no problems. It's weird. It really is. So, just saying. Because originally I thought it was my firearm that was the issue, but I went and bought a box of, you know, because originally I bought 2 boxes of what was it, MagTech 45 Colt, and they started jamming up on me, so I thought it was the firearm. Then I was reloaded my own, and it done the same thing. Then I started. Somebody on here. I'm not sure it was this chat or It might have been Tony. You guys remember Tony that used to come on here? He's the one that said, "Well, turn it half a turn and resize it again." And he said, "Yeah, I bet you it works," and he was right. It did. But anyway, I went and bought another box, a 45 Colt. I can't remember what brand it was, but it wasn't MagTech, and every one of them fired no problem. So it's not the firearm.
Yeah, probably that ammo. Are you referring to Tony York?
Yes. Yeah.
Does
I
it
think
really watch
told me to
now?
twist it half a turn and resize it, and it seemed to do the trick. So I shouldn't have to, I don't think, but hey, nothing's more annoying than when you're down there shooting it and you shoot one and the wheel doesn't move, it jams, and you've got to sort of like force out the pin out of it before you can.
Shit, I'd have nightmares if I had the problems you guys do with guns. Nightmares.
Yeah, but G23 says, tell Rob that the M&P is just another firearm, nothing special.
See, he doesn't have the problems we have with guns because all of us here have a lot more guns than he does. If he had more guns, he'd have a greater likelihood of having problems statistically. So, I mean, with 4 guns,
Possibly.
you could work out all the bugs in 4 guns, and you could probably modify 4 guns and put more time and effort into 4 guns. And, but when you got 40 or 50 or 150 guns, there's statistically a greater chance of having issues and not as much time and love you can give to each one. So Rob's an advocate for everybody having less firepower.
Hey, all I'm saying is if it don't work, I don't want it. If I can't depend on it, I don't want it. That's the way I see it. The same thing with ammo. If it's crappy ammo, I don't want it. I want to be able to depend on all my stuff. Every firearm in my house, unless it's a wall hanger that I find in a basement project that I get to keep and redo that's unfireable or whatever. That's different. But
I can rely on every one I have.
Everyone. So
if
it actually works, like that new Birdie and stuff, I'm sure you can with your Smith and Wesson. Don't get me wrong. And I just wanted to point out there's a video out there of a Glock guy, G23, smiling like a toddler, shooting that Smith and Wesson. He just put it up a few hours ago. So I think that Glock guy's got a change coming.
I shot a Smith & Wesson video today. Maybe I should publish it tomorrow.
Yeah. Defense Dad says, because I know you're not reading the chat, Rob. He said 4 guns. Doesn't his safe feel neglected?
Well, I don't disclose numbers, but there's more than 4.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And they all work.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Oh, Night Strike also said Rob also is an advocate not to eat steak and pizza, just to eat salads.
All 3 are good. And mac and cheese. It's just moderation.
Yeah. So, what you call it? Oh, she said it a couple of times in the chat. Vanessa Kitty says, Merry Christmas to everyone. So Merry Christmas back to you, Vanessa. And that's right. I'm reading the chats here. Jason, is it Jason? Yeah. Funny that Smith & Wesson calls it a military and police, yet they don't have a single military contract. So, But that's originally what it was made for. But I guess they didn't. Did they ever have the contract, or they never won it?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they used to have a contract.
Okay.
With the government for different revolvers. Matter of fact, I'd like to get a surplus Air Force Smith. Can't remember them. I want to say it's a Combat Master, so I'm not sure what number that is or what frame that is. But I'd like to find one with an Air Force serial number on it. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Vanessa Kitty said, I don't know about that. My issue sidearm on active duty was the Smith & Wesson 629 with an 8 3/8 barrel. Damn. That's shit. That take 2 arms and a rifle rest to hold that thing up. You know, I mean, like my Uberti there, my Army single action. That's a 7.5 barrel. And God, now I don't know how. Back in the day when those things were doing their thing out west, they must have been some tough son of a bitches, because that damn gun's heavy to hold with one hand.
People were tough in the old days.
You know,
think no running water, no electricity. You know, it was a different life. You had to work for everything.
You know, so anyway, Defense Dad says Rob probably really has 10 versions of 4 guns.
Hey, you know what they say?
Tonight, Rob, I tell you,
1 is none and 2 is 1.
Yeah.
He took apart 10 M&Ps to make one good one. He took all the best parts. He's like Tuco in The Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
No.
He's listening to him. He's spinning the cylinder. He's shaking him. He's looking down. He's looking down the barrel, and then he makes a good one out of 3. Yeah.
I'm serious. All my M&Ps, except for that 1522, which I just explained in that video, I haven't had a single issue with. Not a single. So, that's all I'm saying. It doesn't jam with this ammo or that ammo or any of this. It works with every damn thing. So, is it the best gun out there? Probably not. Is it the most accurate? Probably not. But for a defensive handgun, it's perfect. Warranted, covered, customize it to your grip. It works. Hey, everybody's got their flavor. Don't hate on me.
Yeah. Mind you, I got to admit, I mean, I've got the M&P 45 full size and the 380 EZ, right? And both of those, I've had no troubles with either one of them at all.
Hey,
That's
all I'm saying.
They fire any ammo I put in them. I mean, I've put how do you pronounce it over here? I always get it wrong. Aluminum or aluminium, how you want to pronounce it? Cartridges. I fired steel cartridges in them. Fires them all. So
Hollow points, FMJ.
Yeah.
Works in the cold. Works when you neglect it for a week or two, and your holster looks like the linear pocket. It just works, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I'm just. But I'll be honest. My single action Army is finicky on what ammo it fires. Now that I figured out how to do it, now I must admit, even when I've reloaded my own, put them in there, fired, and fired all the rounds. No, it went through no problem. Ejected no problem. But then I reloaded those, and damn if it didn't jam. I have to reset them every time. Do that to it, because I guess when it fires, the brass is expanding. So that's the only downside to it. So
shoot, I'll even add with my compact 22. I haven't had a single malfunction or round not fire yet since I've had that, and I think it's been like 2 years, because I was just thinking about doing a recap video on it, but not a single round.
But even when I had that M&P 1522, I didn't have one problem with it whatsoever. It didn't misfire. It didn't double feed. It ran everything. Because I believe, if I'm correct, there were 25 round magazines. Mine were, and they fired everyone, no problem.
I think 30 rounds. I could be wrong, because they I have one of the full size, but they put a pin in it, so I've never been able to fill it. So I can't tell you honestly, but I think it's 30 rounds.
Well,
Ruger's 25 rounds, the BX or whatever mag. So,
yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was more than Ruger's was back when I looked into it a long time ago. So, planning on moving at some point.
Yeah, but what I was saying, I mean, all the M&Ps I've had no issues with them. But you know, but but I'm going to keep working on that. I reckon it's break-in issues on my single action. You know, because I mean the tolerance is so tight, it's unreal. I mean, it is a beautiful gun. I think it's well made. It should do. Besides my AR-15 hanging on the wall on the R&L display wall mount, that actual Uberti was the most, before I bought the A&R, that was the most expensive gun I ever bought. You know? I'm a cheap ass like Rob on when it comes to that, you know?
Yeah, when you spend a lot of money on some of those higher end guns, that's where they really require the break-ins and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
That's what freaks me out, because if I spend that much money, like they should have had somebody do that at the place before they mail it to me. In my opinion, like I shouldn't have to put 500 rounds of ammo through it at the cost of ammo nowadays. And to me, maybe then I can trust it. Like that's just scary. That's
Yeah.
a nightmare.
Yeah. I think all
did you
guns
hear
should
what
be
he said?
broke in.
Did you hear what he said? That much money. For most of us, that much money is not that much money.
Hey, that's 500 before you even know if you can trust it, man. Like, what, when you can go, and I can't just say, I'm sure there's other firearms like this. I just, from my experience, even a Glock, okay, when you can go get a Glock out of the box and pretty much trust it after a magazine. Does it work or not? That's pretty shitty that you got to go through 500 rounds for your custom whatever 1911 that only works with these two types of ammo. It's crazy.
I'm not big on break-in periods for firearms. It's not something that I'm going to go out of my way to get something that has that as standard. Matter of fact, I don't know if I even own anything that had a break-in period. There's break-in periods for car engines and things like that, but that's a matter of choice with that. As far as them being finicky with certain ammo, yeah, there are some that are just finicky with certain kinds of ammo. Sometimes it's something where you've got to do a little bit of work, polish speed ramps or something like that to make it work. Maybe change out some springs, especially if it's a used gun, an older gun. What's interesting is Glocks. People, I don't own one, but what I hear is that people change out everything on them. I don't know why Glock just doesn't sell frames and you just buy all the parts and just put it together. That's why I like to put ARs together. I don't buy them from the store complete. If I did that, it'd probably be for collecting purposes because I could just build it up and put it together the whatever way I want. But yeah, I think that's just a matter of personal preference. All this, it works right out of the box, no matter what. I don't know about that, man. I don't know.
Well, it depends what you're buying the gun for. If it's Target, if it's something, you just want something really nice, then I can understand that. But I don't have that kind of money. You know what I mean? I'm buying a gun for a defensive purpose and hoping shit doesn't hit the fan one day. But if it does, I want any damn ammo I can get my hands on, and I want to be able to depend on my firearm. So that maybe that limits me with my funds. And Smith & Wesson's just been my sweet spot. And, I shot a Glock for a long time prior. So keep in mind, it's not like I hate Glocks. Glocks work. Glocks are fine. I just like the Smith & Wesson better. So, and I'm sure there's other firearms that would fit that category as well, but as you stated before, I'm cheap. And if it gets it done, I'm happy.
Yeah. Oh, Defense Dad says, I haven't had a single failure with my SAR 9 either. I haven't shot it yet, but still.
As I stated before, you're cheap. Were you listening to me today when I was shooting that video?
Who are you talking to?
Rob, I said that twice today when I was shooting the video.
No, it's just, turned out to be one of your
He's
catchphrases,
spying on me. He's spying on me.
You know, Buck says Tricanic. Is that how you pronounce it? You will love it, Rob. Isn't that the one that's made in Turkey?
Yeah. I hear they're nice.
Yeah.
I'd recommend one from everything I've heard about them if you don't have an issue with where it's from. But other than that, I don't know. Maybe someday.
Yeah. I mean, I have a Rock Island 1911. That thing has never let me down either. So far, So you don't have to have all the big names to prove that you're a gun guy. I don't think. But what the hell do I know? I'm just a newbie to this gender, or what do you want to call it? Not gender. What's the word I'm looking for?
Culture. Culture. Yeah, all the big names.
That's it. Culture. That's the word I'm looking for.
There's two big names out there that people love to talk about all the time. It's Smith and Wesson.
Blind Shooter still with us? It's been awful quiet.
Yeah, he's more likely working. And
I'm working right now doing a safety check on a robot. Got to make sure.
He might have been a tourist guy.
Nothing wrong with tourists. I own a model. Is it the Model 85 or whatever? It's a 38 special from tourists. Never had no trouble with that one either. I
hear those are hit or miss, though. Most are good, but I guess once in a while you get an issue, and supposedly the customer service is great.
Yeah, but
Tuesday night, 9 o'clock.
Slow.
Yeah, but Taurus is the biggest gun manufacturer in the world.
Yeah, well, I'm not
percentage-wise.
I'm not saying they're bad.
It has no more bad guns than Smith and Wesson does.
You just hear about it more in some cases. Is what you're saying.
Because,
I don't have any issues. I would just test it if it worked, and it works. Hopefully.
Yeah. I mean, the only gun. I mean, and the firearm even works. Is my Polish 64. The James Bond PPQ clone. The only thing wrong with it, and it's not the gun's fault, firearms, it's my fault. It gives me slide bite when I shoot the damn thing. That's why I don't shoot it that often. I haven't shot it in 2.5, 3 years now. Because every time I pull it out to say, I'll take that with me today, I think, oh man, it hurts the shit out of my hand, So it just stays in my gun cabinet here. Yeah. Then I've got my Italian Beretta 92, police jobby. That's So that's not a bad gun. That's the only 9mm I own. Actually, I don't like telling people I own it really because I don't want them to think I'm unmanly. I know that night strike. It was a slip of the tongue. I was meant to say PPK, but I realized what I'd done. But I just let it slide. Just letting it slide and just move on.
That was already lost your man card with the mac and cheese, buddy.
That was very long clip of you.
Yeah, So, anyway, where were we in our conversation here? I can't remember. Anyway, back to my reloading. What I was going to do was, I was thinking, because when I used to do when I lived in Rhode Island, I only had my living room, dining room, so it was all a combo type open space. So I made my office, or my little thing here, where I done my podcast from and had my reloading bench, was in the same room as like my living room. Like my TV was in the corner, so my TV was always on when I was reloading. I think it's the background noise I liked more than actually watching it. But I have trouble sitting in here reloading. Don't ask. I mean, I just do. So what I was thinking was doing, since it's on this stand here, I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm thinking of just dragging that out in the other room, and then drag it back in here when I'm finished with it. So that was going to be my. That was what I was getting to say. I'm thinking of dragging it out there into the living room and reload out there. So I thought it'd give me, I don't know. Am I being what's the word I'm looking for? Who did we lose? We lost. Oh no, he's put his camera on. It's Smith and Wesson sign. It still works too.
Oh
Yeah. I actually had a thing in the back of my car. Actually, the vehicle before so it was years ago before I got my truck here. It had I went to was it Smith and West University or some shit or something like that. It said on there. But yeah. So I mean, how many colors is that thing? You need to put that. That's what you need to put in your place in your other house that you're working on. Put that in the window.
yeah. Yeah. It'll be a target too, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's I'm sorry, I was reading the chat. It's hard for me to chew gum and walk at the same time. So what do you guys got? You guys staying at home for Christmas, or are you going somewhere?
Staying home.
You were saying what?
Said staying home.
So okay, so you're doing all the good woman's doing all the cooking, or you are?
I'll probably help. So tomorrow, her brother's coming over, a few other people, and I guess we're doing pies. So everybody's baking pies in my ghetto oven. So see how that turns out. Hopefully better than that chicken fried steak. So usually it's not a problem, but so yeah. Then I don't know. I don't even know what we're actually having for dinner. So I've just been concerned with the desserts, to be honest with you.
Yeah, what's going it? I'm as I've said, I won't be here on Saturday for my show because I'm going over my cousins for Christmas dinner or lunch or supper, whatever you want to call it. I guess it'd be lunch because she's serving it up at 2:00. So I'll be over there enjoying myself, and hopefully she'll have lots of leftovers that she'll give me for I can bring home to keep me, for I can eat off of that for 2 or 3 days. I'll take I do not feel bad about taking that kind of stuff at all. You know? Oh. Night Strike said, "What? Wait, can Rob's oven cook anything other than a salad?" Yeah, macaroni and cheese is about the only other thing it can cook.
Oh no, lasagna, feta chicken, brownies, cookies, cakes, pies. So I still bake a lot. Usually at least weekly.
You know, Rob Defense Dad said Rob makes cookies from a tube. Oh, yeah, one of those. Oh, I know. Hey, that's what I would do because I'm all for quickness. You know. But hey, I don't be honest with you, guys. It's what's it, December 22nd today? I don't have one I don't have one decoration up. Not one. You know?
A couple days ago. Couple days ago. Couple days ago.
I think you forgot he's not muted.
Blind shooter, you're unmuted.
Oh, he dropped out. Yeah, I said he was at work, so. Oh, Sabrina says they're in lockdown. And this time I will be home alone for the first time. My husband is at the crisis care for disabled people. Dementia is sad and hard. He couldn't stay home anymore. Yeah, I feel for you there. I really do on that. So the Netherlands, they got you down in lockdown already, huh? Yeah, well, they're talking. Do you think it's going to happen over here, guys? Back into lockdown?
Kid, if we let them.
Yeah.
No, it won't happen.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think it will happen, but I think they're going to try it in places like California, Oregon, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, that kind of area. I think they'll try it. I don't think they'll get away with it, but I think they'll try it. So. Oh, Defense Dad, our county mask mandate expires Thursday at midnight. $5 as our commie mayor puts it back on right after Christmas. Well, okay, you got to. I'm assuming that's what it says, mask mandate. What happens if you don't wear it?
Not a damn thing. I was there and I didn't wear a mask. Fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, the only place that I wore a mask to is what you call it, is to the doctor's office and a hospital. That's the only place I wear one. And I mean, put it this way: if you're in hospital, don't expect me to come and visit you, because I ain't coming in if I got to put a mask on. But I'll wear a mask if it's my health I'm looking after. I know that might sound selfish, but that's just the way it is. So, because I hate wearing them, and a lot of times I'll walk in there and I'll sort of unclip it from my ear, and let it sort of dangle there, and they look at me and say I can't breathe with it on, so.
And the mandates in place here again, and the stores are all hopped up about it. But still, 20, I don't know, maybe 30% of people just aren't wearing one. They just, they don't care. They'll argue, it doesn't matter. So maybe 35, 40%. So most people have them on. So I assume there's the strong holdouts that don't care and play deaf. Just keep walking, and you probably got a percentage in the middle that don't care for it, that just go ahead and wear it to get along, and or keep it on their chin. And then you got the other side that's diehards, and it's a mandate, blah blah blah. So I don't know if they're actually trying to like citation people here or anything yet. So I haven't been out enough to know. And my trips out recently, people have said something. Actually, yesterday, let me get in another room. Yesterday, I got refused a sale for a ring. So I was actually like, the lady showed it to me, then she went over, checked to see if they had the size, and then she came back over and she was like, well, do you have a mask? Can you put it on? And I was like, oh no. And then she was like, well, I can't sell it to you unless you have a mask. And I was like, what? So basically I ended up having to walk away from the sale because the lady, like, she'll talk to me, pull it out of the case, show it to me, go get the right size, come back, but she can't ring it up without me having a mask on, apparently.
Wow, I would have said screw you and walked out anyway.
Well, that's exactly what I did. So, but it's just, so like I said, some places are hopped up. Like, they're just not, they're not going to, they'll talk to you and do everything, but they just won't ring you up, apparently, if you don't have a mask on.
That's like my experience at Starbucks. Standing in line the whole damn time to make you wait forever. And then when I get up there, she tells me that I have to wear a mask. She offers to give me a mask. The people that are just a couple feet behind me are all sitting at the table not wearing a mask. And I'm like, this whole time I've been here like this, and now it's come time to take my money. No way. I mean, I was already there. I wanted coffee. I just went ahead and did it, made a stupid video while I waited. But I respect what you did, Outcast. I respect what you did, because these businesses that are going to frickin', bow to the will of all this bullshit, if they go out of business, I don't care. I really just don't. I have no sympathy for them. And I get it too. If you work there, you're trying to earn a living for your family, and your boss tells you to put on the mask, it's no different than them telling you to wear safety glasses or steel-toed shoes. So I get it, what you got to do. And if you're trying to conduct business, you've got to go into the court building for a reason, or you've got to go into the school building for a reason, or you got to do whatever, and you put on I get it. But every chance that you have to stand up and show some courage and say, you know what, there's two grocery stores. This one says you got to wear a mask, this one doesn't. I don't care if the one that doesn't cost more, I'm giving them my business. Or, the times I've walked into the store and there's a clerk with a power trip and, sir, you got to wear a mask. And I just keep walking. What are they going to do? Follow me to the end of the store? No, they won't. So there's been some people that have gotten killed because they told the customer to wear a mask. I feel bad for the person who got killed. I do. But that scared the crap out of some businesses, and they told their employees, do not tell people to wear a mask. We don't want the lawsuit. We'll take the fine from the state before we take the fine, or we'll take the cost of a lawsuit. And that's smart business there. So I'm just saying, if we stand up, if it comes back and we stand up, it'll go away like it went away before. But I don't think they're going to have any shutdowns. I just don't. I think the mask thing might happen in some places, but as long as it's been, lifted, people have gotten used to it, they're going to ignore it. The brave ones are, at least.
Yeah. I agree with you. Oh, well, Gizzard Gary joined the chat, and he wanted to know what was going on. And Jason Stewart said it's a chat about Smith & Wesson sucks.
So. Damn it. Something happened to Jason. I think he got in an accident or something. Ever since his team lost, he's disappeared, and now he's coming back and just talking crazy stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just, not
his account might have got hacked, something. Don't take it serious, folks. The real Jason is a decent guy. I can't speak for whoever's using that account now.
Yeah, I agree with you. It does seem strange, Yeah, so that's about what Yeah. Oh, defense dad, I'm a commissioned salesperson and I've lost business over the whole mask thing. That hurts my pocket, but I need my job. Totally understand. But his Buck's got it right. I was just about to say that. All this is setting up for doing mail-in voting is what this is leading up to. Because I know the election's not until November next year, but election season starts January 1. You know? So
And you got to do what you got to do to take care of your family. And being responsible and working hard and paying your bills by working hard is a lot better than sucking off the government's, anyhow, I can respect the people who aren't the freeloaders in society, making everybody else pay for them. I understand you got a job to do. But for example, I was offered another week paid vacation and $4 more an hour if I just wear a mask at another factory. And I told them to go fuck themselves. So, everybody can be bought. Everybody has a price. I have a price. You have a price. I don't give a damn what you say. Everybody has a price. And we also have our obligation. And I respect somebody who gets up every day and puts up with the BS and goes to work and earns a living instead of freaking sticking their hand out. And we all have to have different choices to make based on where we live and what we do and all that. And sometimes there's ways around that legally, but some people don't want to do that. Other times, you kind of have your arms stuck behind your back. But at the end of the day, though, like I said, if I've got two stores and around here, there's a lot of stores that are literally next to each other across the street. I can go to 4 different grocery stores in a matter of 2 minutes, right? And I'm telling you what, if one of them doesn't give me a ration of shit about a mask, but the other ones do, guess who's getting my money? And I understand people are just doing what they're told. They are. I get it. Just like when they send somebody here home for 10 days of quarantine, even though they're not showing any signs. That's the company policy. I don't agree with it. I think it's horseshit, but the people ordering are doing what they're told. So I get it. Don't think that I'm unsympathetic to somebody trying to earn a living, but it's, and it can affect your paycheck or other people's paychecks, but really what it affects are the people who own your company. And if they don't start to see it, or they don't want to see it, it's time to move on, I guess. If this place folds tomorrow, I'll go get another job.
I'd say with that commission thing, that does suck because unfortunately there is people like me out there. And, I vote with my dollar everywhere I go usually. So, and, I can understand you have to ask and this and that, but, if it comes down to you don't want to take my money, then I'll gladly take it somewhere else. That's just I'm not going to argue and fight with you. Truthfully, they're usually aggressive towards me. It's really the opposite. So the only place I really don't, I definitely wear one is the post office because, I got to go in there and it's federal. So if I cause a big ass stink in there, I'm screwed.
Yeah,
So.
see, the post office here didn't make us do it, but UPS did. Do you believe that shit? The post office, a government building, nope, they don't care about the mask. The UPS, 2 different UPS locations, nope, got to wear a mask. I think it's different in different places. And I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. You're voting with your wallet, and that's capitalism, and we're a capitalist society, right?
Yeah. So I feel bad for people on commission, but honestly, the girl yesterday, she snickered like it was funny. Like, I wish I could have called, Debo over to rough her up or something, but not really. But you know what I mean? Like, she thought it was just hilarious or something. So, but whatever. You know what I mean? That's just one more reason I'm glad I didn't give my money to you people. So, in the end. Yeah. To me, it's just almost the same thing. Like if you don't want to bake me a cake, not that I'm gay, but whatever, because I'm black or whatever, I don't care. I'd rather take my money somewhere else. And I know other people got issues, but I don't want somebody like that working for me any damn way. So
I'll sell you a cake, Rob, but only white cake.
Well, I'd like a half moon cookie cake because that would be ideal. That's perfect.
Anyway, before you get on the topic of food, Jason answered your question, Rob. He said, I bought a $1,200 Smith & Wesson and it's junk. That's what happened. That's why he's not the same man.
Well, I'm sorry about that, Jason. Every manufacturer has some goose.
Hey,
I'll admit that.
he
Even
did
one of
say it
mine was
looks
a little
good.
kinky at first, but ever since it's been perfect. But all my hands of guns have been perfect. Even the 22.
Yeah. He said it looks good though. Doesn't work, but it looks good.
Well, he's leaving out the fact that he got it in this COVID time with all this rush going on. And, you know, last I knew, Smith & Wesson even moved. So, you know, a lot of manufacturers have kind of had subpar stuff in this last year or two.
You're making excuses for him.
I'm just, you know, every once in a while there's a dud, man.
There's a dud in every. That's what I was saying. Even the most best firearm out there, there's going to be a dud every now and then. There's got to be. You know.
I want to make one last comment about the mask thing. Here's a suggestion.
Yeah.
For those who work somewhere where they're ordered to enforce this mask rule by their superiors, and this is how they earn a living, and they're really not in a position where they can go screw you and walk down the street. There are two things you could do. One, you could get creative with it. I went into one store when they were doing this mask craziness here, which they haven't done it in a long time, but when they were doing it, and the guy said, I can't let you in without wearing a mask. And I go, well, I think I might take my business elsewhere. He said, put it on your chin. I said, what? He goes, put it on your chin, walk around. Nobody will say a damn thing to you. I put it on my chin and walked around. Nobody said a damn thing to me. Now, his boss wasn't leaning over his shoulder watching him when he said that. But I went around the store and, you know, bought a bunch of stuff, checked out. Nobody gave me a hard time about it. That's getting creative. All right. The other thing is just being honest with your customers. Straightforward to your customers. Look, dude, I don't believe in it. I don't agree with it, but I got to feed my family. My boss is watching. And if I don't tell you to wear your mask, he's going to fire me. So I'm asking you from one person, one honest, hardworking, decent human being to another, could you just put up with the bullshit? And pardon me for swearing, sir or ma'am, just like I do. And hopefully this will pass. Oh, by the way, I admire your courage in times like this. And then you move on. And I know that's a long-winded thing. Maybe you need a card that you hold up or wear a shirt or something. I don't know. But I'm just saying, if you treat another person with dignity, if you don't believe in this shit, but you're just trying to earn a living, they might treat you with some dignity back. But if you're just a waitress on a power trip, nobody gives a flying fuck. That's what I did that smoking video about recently, that COVID secondhand smoke video. There was a cocktail waitress on a power trip going around telling people to put on their masks. Now, the order said if you're in the act of eating or drinking, I had a beer in front of me, so I was good. I was legal, right? She was still telling me to put on my mask. But the people that had a cigarette sitting in the ashtray, she wasn't telling them to do shit. Yet that cigarette will definitely kill you, and COVID won't. So, you know, so there are plenty of people out there on a power trip that are making the hardworking people who are just tolerating it to feed their family look bad. So you are fighting an uphill battle. Don't think there aren't those of us out there that see that and respect you. But I'm just saying, get creative.
Yep, I agree with you on that one. You know, yeah. What can I say? You're right. You know, but it is a sad. I mean, right now, if anybody asks me to wear it, oh, I know what I'm thinking about. That's why I'm floundering here. I was trying to remember what I was going to say, so I was talking back to the post office, Rob. Right now, you wear a mask because that's what they want in the area you live in, and you've got to use the post office, so you wear a mask. I hope you're not carrying a firearm in there.
Of course not. Of course not.
That's a federal building. You're willing to put the mask on.
Nah, I wouldn't do something like that.
You know, I'm just saying. Which is, I mean, really.
Well, you know, it would justify not wanting any problems. No problems at all. But not saying that that's something I do.
Hypocrisy. with that level of hypocrisy, he could be a cocktail waitress in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Mind you, the post office, I mean, it's a government organization. It's government employees, but it's run by contractors. Because post office workers aren't government employees. If there is any, there's not many left because they changed over back in the 80s. So there can't be many left now who are still government employees, because they're at retirement age,
I'm pissed about my post office. I had some, the one
my
I
post
used. I had
office
some good people down there, and then I don't know what the hell happened. They probably quit, threw in the towel with all this crap or something. Now we got the person that like used to fill in. They're down there running shit, and oh my god, this girl is slow, like horrible. The other lady, it was like boom, boom, boom. You were in and out. Like you could have a line to the door, and she was just cycling it through. This lady, like, you better pull up a chair, check your email, do whatever you want to do because it's going to be a while. Like if there's two people, it's amazing. Like she kills it with the niceness. Like, she's not made for New York customer service. Maybe some gas station or somewhere, post office in the middle of nowhere, where you get 3 customers a day. She's perfect. But here, no good. No good. She's nice, but damn, that's the problem.
Oh, Sabrina wants to know, we have an arrangement that people, because of their disabilities or illnesses, can't wear a mask. Do you have that here too? For example, people with asthma or something that can't wear a mask.
Yes,
Yes.
we do. Or we did when we were doing the mask bullshit. We aren't doing the mask bullshit anymore, but yes, we do. There was a provision there when I was in Las Vegas, and they had that thing, just like the provision to say if you're in the act of eating or drinking, it also says if you have a medical exemption. And when we had that stuff here in Michigan, there was a medical exemption, and there were a couple times I'd look the guy right in the eye, and I would tell him that I had a medical exemption. And if they asked me why, I said, "There's HIPAA laws that say I don't have to tell you why," and I just kept walking.
Yeah, but they do have it. They did have it here, Sabrina. Now, whether some of these left-leaning cities, will bring it back, I imagine they will. Like, L.A. and San Francisco and New York City and shit like that.
I know we had one last time, so I don't know. I assume we do this time. So I should probably actually look into that because that would be a good thing to know. But I just had again that lady at the store yesterday didn't even ask anything about a medical exemption. So
yeah. Well, more than likely, if you said, "Well, I can't wear one because of a medical issue," unless you use the HIPAA thing, knowing New York, you're going to have a piece of paper from the doctor saying
possibly
that you're sick.
Possibly, yeah.
So.
Well, I just want to add the messed up part is this place is at a mall, and you can look around and see other people with no mask. So, take that for what it's worth.
All right. Hey, guys, it's 8 o'clock. Well, actually, it's gone 8. And we've had a good conversation here, but I got to do my dinner because I haven't eaten yet. And grilled cheese with onion. That's what I'm having. And I'm using mayonnaise on the outside of the bread instead of butter because it's crispier. Using American cheese. I use American cheese for grilled cheese sandwiches. And I'll slice my onion thin, lay that on top of the cheese, put it in the pan, let it all melt together. Oh, man, it's good. Makes your tongue back your brains out. So that's what I'm having to eat. So there we go. And that's it. Now, don't forget, guys, I won't be here Saturday because of going over my cousins for Christmas dinner. So, but I'll be back the following Wednesday, which will be what? Oh, come on. That'll be the what? 29th. So, there we go. So, okay, here the doctors don't interfere. We need to download a pass. And that's it. No, okay. All right. Oh, yeah, I tell you, Europe is, they, a lot of places in Europe, they've got you by the short and curlies, you know, and people just put up with it. They're not used to the freedom anymore. Over the years, they've lost it. They really have. I mean, like when I talk to my sister, she still lives in England. Listening to her, you wouldn't believe she was an American. She sounds British. She thinks like them. She's drunk the Kool-Aid, you know. So anyway, before we go, New York Outcast, you have any plugs or shout-outs?
Yeah, just say, help a guy out. Go on over to R&L Displays. Pick your firearm up, something beautiful, so it doesn't get violent, according to the antis. Also, if you haven't seen, I threw out a video on my M&P 1522. If anybody's interested, if you want a good laugh, you can check out G23 shooting a M&P himself with a nice smile. I mean, he's trying to claim, he was smiling because well, actually, I can't even tell you, but that's another story. But anyway, he was in love with the gun. So, see a Glock guy smile with an M&P, that's probably worth seeing. Other than that, I think Squib's got some, I don't know, chips and dip video or something. He's probably screaming at a bag of chips or something. Go check that out. Other than that, thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us. If you are up and about Christmas, I believe I seen a notification for Travis P11. So, don't want to miss that if you're available. Other than that, have a good one.
All right. Squib, you got anything?
Yeah, I shot two videos today. One of them is a Smith & Wesson video, and I just loaded in the studio before I left for work. I got something else scheduled for tomorrow, but maybe I'll swap it around. Otherwise, you'll see it here in a few days. And I would recommend checking out New York Outcast M&P 22 after 13 years, 1522 after 13 years video. It's a pretty good video. I mean, especially for him. And even though I don't like the idea of a 22 long rifle AR-15, just why? It's like 357 SIG. Why? Still, it's a pretty good video. So if you're interested in that platform and you want to know the pros and cons, I think he does a really good job of covering it. So check that out. And yeah, Travis wants to go live for about an hour Saturday morning for Christmas. I don't know who's going to be joining the show or what exactly we'll be talking about. I don't even know if it's on at the normal time, which is 9 o'clock Eastern, the only time zone that matters. And I'm a panelist, so I really should read the show notes and be more prepared for that. But if you're subscribed to his channel and you're not getting a notification, go to his channel page and click the notification bell. Select all. That way you know when Caliber Corner is coming out. So thanks for being with us tonight, everybody. See you around the interwebs.
Yeah. And G23 says he's doing a live stream on Christmas Day at 6 p.m. Eastern, the only time zone that matters. Even though he lives in he lives under the Pacific time zone, I believe. God, he lives over there in the same time zone as Yankee Marshall, don't he? So anyway, all right. So anyway, I want to say thank you for everybody for showing up tonight. I really do appreciate it. It's been a good conversation, and all I want to say to everybody, thank you this year for sticking by me. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you all next week. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a good one. Goodbye,
Eat a
Sabrina.
salad.
All right. That should...